The vampire's dream. Oh my god. Hey, this is a legendary. The vampire's dream. Oh my god, we just having fun. Hold on. I'm having so much fun, bro. This shit is. I feel like a kid again, bro. Hold on. we Daywalker. I need my serum. Oh my gosh, they are really angry at you. They are really angry out here, bro. They old media is hot, bro. Hey, bro. They're really angry at like what you mad at though. We're being real. We're being fair. We got the livest live streams. We're talking the realest points, the most facts. Like I just don't get it. And they're angry as fuck, bro. Oh, this is for the record books. I told you we doing legendary shit, bro. He said in the great words of Killer, Dipset Jones all day, man. You mad? Curtis. Hey, hey, doggy. You mad, doggy? Oh my gosh. Listen. It bro, I don't even know where like it's just getting too easy for us. So Radio Raheem had an interview with Johnny Nelson. You know what he said? Johnny Nelson works for Sky Sports, former boxer, right? He's always, you know how the UK is, typically the commentary at least, very big up on their own fighters or whatever. He literally said he says he he was fight fit because he'd already boxed already. Oh, really? So he's going to take. He talks about how Joshua's not going to get credit. Technically, it's probably better than Joe Miller. The problem is this: he's taking the fight out 5 weeks' notice. He physically, you look at me, he doesn't look effective. He doesn't look all that. So if you're a casual fan, you say, "Oh, Anthony Joshua's no opponent. He's this guy." You think, "Oh, really?" So he's going to take the criticism. AJ's in a normal situation. He gets rid of him early. It's expected, of course. A guy stepped in at 5 weeks' notice. Forgetting he was fight fit because he'd already boxed already. If he gets rid of him late, you couldn't get rid of a guy that was fight. He came in at 5 weeks' notice. Anthony Joshua was in an only win situation. So the only other option was to cancel the whole show and his debut here in America. Which realistically, if weeks had rolled on, that would have happened. They looked at other standing opponents such as Ortiz. Not in a million years would I'd have said slip Ortiz in. You do not fight that guy at 5 weeks' notice. You prepare for him. You have time for him because otherwise they'll turn you over. So I'm glad that fight didn't come off. Hey, bro. New media. I told you everything starts with new media in America. The UK, y'all taking L's, bro. First of all, Johnny Nelson, shout out to him for his honesty. He said what I said. I do think Andy Ruiz can trouble Joshua, but like I said, from a casual perspective, that's literally what I said. From a casual perspective, we just watched, we being boxing, Deontay Wilder knock out a 6'7" guy. People are gonna look at Joshua posing like fucking Rambo, and he's 6'6", and he's Diesel, Terry Crews build and shit. And they're gonna look at Andy Ruiz, and then that's gonna create, if Andy Ruiz fights like I've seen him fight in the past and does trouble Joshua like I think he will, that's gonna be hard for Anthony Joshua because like Johnny Nelson is admitting, which is what I told you, it's a no-win situation. And the cold part about the game is I do think Andy Ruiz can scrap. He got hands. He's deceptively quick, and he fights better than he looks. If if we're going off of prototypes, and Joshua looks vascular. Joshua looks like what Hollywood advertises for a boxer. Like a Creed movie. He looks like but that's not necessarily boxing. Muscles get in the way sometimes of boxing, take up too much oxygen, stuff like that. So muscles don't really mean much in boxing. Some people are just naturally big and they're muscular. Like Roy Jones is like, he was bicep was hella big and shit like that, but he's just a freakish athlete. So Johnny Nelson just confirmed what I said. It's going to be a hard sell. And he said, plus he only had 5 weeks to train. That's what I told y'all. Andy Ruiz had a 5-week camp, right? So if he does better or knocks Joshua down or stuns Joshua or wins rounds, coming off the Wilder Brazil, that's why I told you guys the pressure is on AJ. This is his first time fighting in America that I know of, at least since he's been a champion, a unified champion and stuff, right? First fight in America. You're taking a last-minute opponent who can fight but doesn't look the part. So a casual fan who just sees 6'6" Joshua and 6'2" Andy Ruiz, they'd be like, oh, damn, why is this dude? Some people might not even know Andy Ruiz is even Mexican. You know what I'm saying? If you don't watch the sport, because he's very fair-skinned and stuff like that, And he didn't do a bunch of trash talking. And, if you're not familiar with who he is, then you're probably not expecting much. And I told you guys earlier in the earlier stream, we've been killing. I told you in the early stream that I did, looks can be deceiving. You can't judge a book by its cover in boxing. John Molina, that's my dude. He don't look like, if you just seen him at a park or Trader Joe's or something, he don't look like he's one of the bigger punchers at 140. But he is, he got power for sure. He carried his power to 47 and stuff. So that's just what it is. So that was that. But it's very interesting what he just said. Smash the like button. He just said they could have canceled this. He said they could have canceled this show, after Gerald Miller failed the drug test, but they had to get someone in here or cancel it, and they brought in Andy Ruiz. He just told you guys, never in a million years would I bring in Luis Ortiz as the late replacement. You prepare for a guy like Luis Ortiz. He says, because he could turn you over. These are Johnny Nelson's words. You heard it. Go to Seconds Out Radio Raheem channel to watch it. He just told you in the interview. He said you have to prepare for a guy like Luis Ortiz. That's not someone like, southpaw last minute. That's not someone you just switch over to. And he's a former fighter, and he works with Sky Sports, and he's always been favorable to Joshua, right? So let me break this down new media style. The Andy Ruiz pressure thing for Joshua, I already explained that. But he just said you prepare for Luis Ortiz. So for one, all you motherfuckers were saying Luis Ortiz was ducking, I don't think it. You can get an overall tone of how a conversation's going, and Eddie Hearn is crafty. He's sneaky. So he could have got the overall flavor of the tone of the conversation, that it wasn't going anywhere, and threw out a number, seen that they were trying to get more money and they weren't on the same accord, and he decided to pull the plug because they didn't really want the fight. And then he ran off to the media and started telling people, oh, yep, we offered him $7 million to try to embarrass him. Because how come you didn't stick with it a little bit? I know you're in a time crunch to fill the date, but you still had to switch and start from scratch to work with Al Heyman on the Andy Ruiz fight. So why not stick with Luis Ortiz and say, hey, I need an answer by 48 hours. What's good? Some of your team's saying they'll take it, some isn't. He ran and told the media, pulled the plug because he didn't want to fight them, bro. I'm telling you, he didn't want Joshua to switch. Eddie Hearn said on camera, and I already talked about this. He said he talked to Rob McCracken and says, "Hey, we've been training for an orthodox fighter, but if you want me to switch to a southpaw this late in the camp, with 5 weeks to prepare, basically that's on you. I'll train him to the best of my ability." He said this on camera, bro. So just like Johnny Nelson is saying, I don't think they even wanted the Luis Ortiz fight because, like he just said, who wants to fight Luis Ortiz when you were training for someone totally different? Luis Ortiz's punching power to me is greater than Gerald Miller. He moves different than Gerald Miller. He's a southpaw, unlike Gerald Miller. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be a good fight, and it's your American debut. So all y'all was running around saying, "Oh yeah, he ducked." Johnny Nelson, who works on that, he works with Hearn and all that shit from the UK. See, when I say these things, I'm biased. I'm a bloody Yank and proper Dawsa and all that shit. But then when your own people say very similar, if not the same exact thing, y'all ain't got no words for it. The UK is taking L's with this whole scenario, right? The bottom line is I don't think they wanted no parts with Luis Ortiz. Again, if you wanted Luis Ortiz so bad to corroborate what I'm saying, why didn't you just pick him from the beginning instead of Gerald Miller? Never have given Gerald Miller the opportunity to even fail a drug test. Never give Gerald Miller the opportunity to push big-ass Anthony Joshua because you never gave him the fight and you gave it to Luis Ortiz. So all you motherfuckers crying, let me connect the dots even further. All you motherfuckers crying that Wilder is being his own man, guiding his own path, fighting Luis Ortiz, just know that this is y'all fault because Britain, the UK, you have a lot of good fighters that are in the heavyweight division that all could have stepped up to the plate between Wilder's last fight with Ortiz and now, or even before Wilder fought Ortiz, and none of y'all fought him. No fighter from, relevant fighter, not like Dave Allen a couple years ago. I'm talking about no top 5 relevant guy fought Luis Ortiz. Dillian White got ordered to fight him from the WBC over a year and a half ago. Never happened. Joe Joyce, his former team, Abel Sanchez, said he needed more fights before they even consider Luis Ortiz. Even though his manager, Sam Jones or whatever his name is, was talking shit about Luis Ortiz, right? So Dillian didn't fight him. Joe Joyce needed more time and was planning to eventually fight him. We know Joshua didn't fight him. Tyson Fury didn't fight him. Now he's talking about he don't want to fight Dillian White. He's not interested. On top of that, hey, the UK is taking L's, bro. It's just what it is. Tyson Fury was, ordered to do a WBC eliminator with Dillian White. It's a good fight. Dillian White, I give credit to Dillian White. Shout out to Dillian White. Dillian White, I really genuinely think he's not Sadidi. I think he will scrap with all the people. I really do. I think he'll fight Wilder, Tyson Fury. I'm not saying he'll win all these fights. I'm saying I think he's down. He'll rematch Joshua. Shout out to Dillian White. See, I'm a fair critic, bro. Dillian White I do believe he'll scrap. He'll step in the ring and not, do too much. Oh, he mad, man. Dan M says, you talk a load of shit, Ego. You're no boxing fan. You have 10 seconds to tell me the shit I talk that you disagree with. 10. What do you disagree with? 9. I talk a load of shit. That's fine. What I say that you disagree with? 8. Shooters, get ready. I got something. 7. What did I say that you disagree with? 6. I told you that shit is played out. Nobody believes that. Hot seat. 5. Fangirl. Block him. See? Refuses to answer. You tell me who won. I see them. They run. Shooters, get rid of Dan M. See how easy that is? Name calling. Won't ever answer the question. I talk a load of shit, but you can't. Like, bro, the easiest thing, if someone's talking a load of shit or bullshit or whatever propaganda, bullocks, right? The easiest thing would be to combat what they're saying. They refuse to do it. let's move on. UK's taking L's, bro. It's just what it is. But anyway, Johnny Nelson, he's now admitting that Luis Ortiz is not the type of person you want. And y'all wanted me to believe that Anthony Joshua really and truly wanted, with 5.5 weeks to switch gears for a southpaw that he wasn't training for, and a Cuban. You really want me to believe that Eddie Hearn and Luis Ortiz, Eddie Hearn really wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. Like I said, why didn't they pick Luis Ortiz from the gate? That would have been the easiest thing to do if you really want to smoke. When they were both signed to Matchroom, why didn't they pick Luis Ortiz? It's a changing of the guard, and it's been a long time coming. And Eddie Hearn has said a lot and done a lot, and Joshua's kind of sat back, and he hasn't necessarily talked as much as like Eddie Hearn. And now they starting to get cooked, bro. They getting cooked. All the shit that they're saying is new media, bro. I don't know what else I could tell y'all. New media, Death Row East. This was a week before Gerald Miller failed the drug test. I got all receipts.
When we had a choice to fight in America, there were two options for us: Gerald Miller and Luis Ortiz. We went to Madison Square Garden, we went to DAZN, and we said, who would you rather? They say Gerald Miller. Right? We want an American, great, from Brooklyn, big mouth, great. So that's why. I feel sorry for him.
He wants Wilder and Joshua.
I feel sorry for him because he's fighting, the people he's fighting are horrendous.
Yeah, and he's number one fighter.
No, but his value is going down.
Even your guy, Dillian White.
Dillian White will fight.
Dillian White's not going to fight. He didn't get offered no $2.6 million.
Luis Ortiz fighting Christian Hammer and stinking the whole arena out. Who cares about Luis Ortiz? That's why they're doing a bad job for Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz's value after the Wilder fight is gone to the floor.
That was 1 week before Gerald Miller failed a drug test. That was about 1 week. He said Dillian White will fight Luis Ortiz. What are you talking about? That was about 1 week before he announced that Dillian White was fighting Oscar Rivas. And you want me to believe what Eddie Hearn is saying. But he just said Luis Ortiz's value is gone, and he looks like shit. And then Gerald Miller a week later fails a drug test, and then you try to replace him and get Luis Ortiz in there, a whole different style, after you just shitted on him and said he was horrible. Bro, they cooked. Just hold the L. There's no escaping this. So you did that was recorded, a week before Gerald Miller failed a drug test. See, that's that pompous nose in the air, because they had their event intact. It was Joshua versus Miller, and everything was smooth sailing. But, karma comes back for us all. You did all that to talk shit about Luis Ortiz, and a week later you needed Luis Ortiz. And then his team was, giving you the run around and trying to hike up the price, trying to get a bag about you for the, the inconvenience of, 5.5 weeks to prepare, or 5 weeks or whatever. And it didn't work out. And then now you have Johnny Nelson who's saying, oh, I wouldn't. He said, I'm glad Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz didn't happen, because that's the type of guy you need to prepare for. I'm destroying all the old media arguments. Just me, Dolo, and with the Eagles Army. This is insane. Another thing, Johnny Nelson, this is during AJ Ruiz fight week, mind you. Johnny Nelson said, oh, no, I wouldn't fight Luis Ortiz on short notice. So if he feels this way, you think AJ's team doesn't feel the same way? So, okay, Johnny Nelson, he's not necessarily AJ's camp, but he works for Sky Sports. He's with the UK. If he has the wherewithal to say, hey, Luis Ortiz is not a late switch type of opponent when you were training for an orthodox fighter, right? If he has the wherewithal to consider this as a former fighter, you mean to tell me Rob McCracken and Eddie Hearn and other people who were associated Joshua himself or whatever, they don't have the wherewithal to consider that wouldn't be a good look? A guy that they haven't fought for 2 or 3 years for obvious reasons, to switch to him late minute. That's why they couldn't wait for any piece of evidence that Luis Ortiz ducked or whatever, his team was in like chaos or had their wires crossed. They couldn't wait for that, so they could pull the plug and just run to the media. This is all a PR thing, so we can run in the media, because they didn't stick with it. They didn't say, hey, give me 48 hours. And I talked to Luis Ortiz's team at the Wilder fight with Brazil, and they said we never even got a contract. So how serious were they? Someone said, through text, that's not formal. I could say, hey, I'll be able to pick you up at 6 p.m. I'll pick you up, and then not show up. So showing texts and all that don't mean nothing, because that's not business. You can't get an official fight over the line, to my knowledge, via text. You might be able to agree to principle or some shit like that, but I don't know if a text is legally blinding. When you could delete and edit, conversations. That's why you would notarize it and get it all pinned out, on a letterhead, your company letterhead and all that shit, bro. They think we stupid. Shout out to Row 3. They used this miscommunication from Ortiz's team to say, hey, he don't want to fight, but they didn't want it. The same with Wilder. They're elated that Wilder Ortiz 2 is happening. See? New media, bro. And like I said, the only people mad are the people who have something to protect, or who are lying, and who are getting found out. Johnny Nelson, he's from the UK. So you're gonna just say, oh, I'm biased, ego's biased, and all that. Why he say the same thing I'm saying? Why would you switch to Luis Ortiz? You were training for a 317-pound orthodox man, without the style of a Luis Ortiz. Do you really want to change to the style of a Luis Ortiz? And like I said, it begs the question. You're willing to fight Luis Ortiz with a late switch. Why weren't you willing to fight him when you had time to actually plan for him, and he had time to plan for you, so you can hone in and be ready? So Joshua, at any point, he was at that time, and this is changing. We see Wilder overtaking his A-side status, but at the time, it was clear that Joshua was the A-side after he beat Klitschko, right? So at any point, before or after, he had the crowds, and he had A-side, and just beat Klitschko at a point. He could have selected, who he wanted to fight. He could have said, oh, Luis Ortiz, and sent him a nice, healthy offer, and then the fight could have happened. So, it's just looking bad. It's looking bad for the UK in this situation. The other thing is this. I'm so glad that Johnny Nelson said that, because his honesty proves another point. He just said, oh, no, I'm glad that he literally said on tape, on camera, I'm glad that the Luis Ortiz fight didn't come off, because Luis Ortiz, you got to focus on him. You got to actually be switched on, and you have to prepare from him. Switching last minute wouldn't be a good thing, because he can upset your night, basically. So Wilder just announced and shitted on Andy Ruiz Joshua fight week, and he just announced that he's rematching a guy who gave him a tough fight. So with people like Johnny Nelson, who works for Sky Sports, vouching in that way that Luis Ortiz is a good fighter, it begs the question, how come Johnny Nelson works with Sky Sports and he's saying this about Luis Ortiz, like, oh, I wouldn't fight him on late notice. You got to be fully prepared, invested, and I'm glad the fight didn't happen. But then as soon as Wilder announced Ortiz, oh, nobody wants to see this bullshit. Ortiz is getting old. Ortiz's legs are done. Ortiz ain't look the same. Ortiz is a bum. And you want me to believe that? Eddie Hearn was even saying that. He said, oh, Ortiz hasn't looked good since the Wilder fight. Then why the fuck did you try to get him for Joshua then? To fill in for the Gerald Miller void. Bro, they are trapped. There is literally nothing. There's no way you could talk yourself out of this, bro. If this was the court of law, who would be going to jail. And it wouldn't be new media, and it wouldn't be me. It's just what it is. You say, oh, yeah, Ortiz hasn't looked good since the Wilder fight. Then why'd you try to get him for Joshua 5 weeks notice if he looked horrible in Christian Hammer fight and he ain't looked good since Wilder? Why is Johnny Nelson saying, oh, you got to have a full camp and really, be switched on to to fight Luis Ortiz. I'm glad the fight didn't happen. If this is such a horrible fight, they know they lying. They know, and I'm talking about the man fans now. They know they're lying. They know Wilder versus Ortiz is a dangerous fight. It's a fight where Wilder will get credit if he can beat him, but they think Wilder is carrying the momentum and he already stopped him, and Wilder looked good, so they're hating on it because they think they know the outcome of the fight, and they think Wilder carries the momentum, so they don't want him to keep ascending and keep blowing up and growing his brand by setting the record straight and doing what he did to Stavern to Luis Ortiz potentially. That's what this is. Everybody in the world knows that Luis Ortiz is a top 4 heavyweight. And I would say even over Dillian White, who's probably the 5th guy, just because Luis Ortiz challenged for a title and held his own. Dillian White has not challenged for a title. He has not fought a champion since they've been a champion. Yes, he fought AJ, but he fought AJ before AJ was a champion. I am stomping old media out with pure fact. Fact on fact on. Got facts on facts on facts. Bro, it's over. I told you. And all y'all that leaving these comments, now I'm like a pit bull on your throat. It's over. I'm going for the jugular. Because and y'all are doing this. You leaving all these fucking fake ass robot hate comments and shit. Now we're gonna keep talking about it. And we're gonna keep doing it. So it's just gonna get worse for y'all. Cause I'm gonna keep slicing and dicing the situation. I told y'all, leave me the fuck alone. Just take the L, keep it pushing, and hope for a good fight versus Anthony Joshua and Ruiz. Y'all gotta leave me the fuck alone. Because I'm destroying old media with facts, pure facts. Luis Ortiz is a good fighter. Wilder's fighting him. That messes up things for Eddie Hearn. That messes up things for AJ. Who AJ gonna fight? The names that Eddie Hearn listed were Kubrat Pulev mandatory, possibly Usyk, or possibly a rematch to a guy he already knocked out, Dillian White. Those aren't big star builder fights. They know that. They know Wilder's finna take. If Wilder is, even if you felt that Wilder's not the A side now, if he keeps winning with the people he could fight and the people he's scheduled or suggested to fight, then he's going to take the lead on Joshua. It. That's what they fearful of. That's what they fearful of. Block Mace. I don't do that. There's no hedging the bet. Fuck what you talking about. Block Mace Windex. Yeah, we gonna clear you up like Windex. No. Right when I start killing old media, they want to share the blame. No. You haven't even proved what you're saying. So don't try to they try to make it like it. Listen, I'm a straight up person. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. As a man, I'll just be like, oh shit, I fucked up, I was wrong. But if we get in an argument and then someone's like, man, we was both wrong, and you weren't wrong, but the other person really was wrong, nah, we not doing that. Talking about, we was both wrong in this situation. Nah, motherfucker, you did something wrong. Don't try to drag me down with you. He's like, yeah, they're both ducking. Nah. You have yet to define I'm giving you facts on facts on facts. You have yet to talk about why you feel the way you feel. We're not doing that. There ain't no shared responsibility just because you want to bring both down and make it a dual thing, because you haven't proven that. Thanks for bringing the Carfax. I was confused at the situation and you broke it down. I just subscribed. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Bro, they just got to hold the L, bro. It's just what it is. Luis Ortiz, Wilder, and like we can break this down in so many ways, man. Luis Ortiz and Wilder, just listen to the audacity that we're getting from the UK right now. And like I said, I used to live in the UK. I like the UK, but some of the people representing the UK aren't doing a good job. That's both media, that's fighters, trainer, promoters, fans. There's a lot of people that They're not representing. They're not, because they're not representing for boxing. They're not saying and doing what we all know to be right. For example, how you mad at Wilder? You know, you're mad at Wilder versus Ortiz, which was a good fight. You're mad at that fight happening. But the Andy Ruiz 5-week replacement with Anthony Joshua, the card consists of this. Champion, WBA super middleweight champion, Caleb Smith, fighting, he's a 168-pound champion, fighting a guy who fought at 160 his whole career, Hassan Endam. That's the co-feature. You also have Khalid Yafi versus Norberto Jimenez for the WBA World Super Flyweight title. So a super flyweight fight with Norbit, or whoever this guy is. You have an undisputed fight with Katie Taylor and Delphine Person. They don't even know her last name, so they just call her Person. You have Chris Algieri versus Tommy Coyle. Josh Kelly versus Ray Robinson. Joshua Buatsi versus Marco Antonio Paraban. Austin Williams versus Quadir Jenkins. That is your card. And you have the stones, the gall, the audacity to act like Wilder versus Ortiz, which was a fun fight that some people even said Wilder and the refs and the judges and all this doctors robbed Ortiz of a rightful chance to stop him and all this shit. And then that's the card that you're getting. You know, you have Liam Smith versus Sam Egington, that rematch room just put on. And then on the undercard, you had Cash App Ali biting David Price, who has lost all of his fights that he's lost by knockout. And you have the audacity to get angry with Wilder and call someone, you know, putting on horrible fights. Like, stop it, bro. With some of the stuff we see in the UK, you really gonna say Wilder versus Ortiz is the worst thing y'all have? So Cash App Ali biting David Price, that was live? Is that what we're doing? Stop it. So it doesn't make sense. And y'all know I'm speaking the truth. And I'm just the realest one to tell you it. Stop it. Oh, yeah, this Wilder Ortiz 2 sucks. You know, but Tyson Fury's fighting Tom Schwartz. He one of y'all over in the UK. He fighting Tom Schwartz. Y'all ain't saying shit about that. And y'all like, oh, haha, I love this guy. Yeah, Gypsy King. Then they say, Andy Ruiz, Joshua hasn't even defeated him. Wilder already announced he's fighting, you know, Luis Ortiz in a rematch before the outcome of Joshua's next fight. They say, oh, Wilder ran from AJ. But the same people in the UK said nothing when Tyson Fury literally admits to being in deep negotiation where contracts were sent, you know, and going over to another side who clearly had a game plan for him to fight 2 or 3 times this year, all against people not named Deontay Wilder. They literally said nothing about this. I did, because I'm a real one. I'm like, what? Huh? Why? There was no negotiations for Wilder Joshua recently. Wilder's team let you know at least 30 days out this was the game plan. They were moving forth with their game plan. Wilder told you. He literally, everything. See, I could respect Wilder's team because the stuff that they're saying, they're doing. Wilder's team said about 30 days ago in April, they said, oh, we have a 3-fight deal. We got a full plate. Guess what? They had a full plate. You know, they said, hey, we're going to try to get past Brazil, the mandatory, then Luis Ortiz, and then we're going after Adam Kanowski. We'll revisit the Joshua shit 2020. They said it, they meant it, and they did it. That can't be the same. The same can't be said for Eddie Hearn and Joshua. Joshua said, "Oh, I do not want to fight Povetkin. Why would I want to fight Povetkin?" And then he fought Povetkin. He called out on DAZN on their YouTube. They said, "Oh, if you're not gonna fight Wilder or Fury next, who you want to fight?" Oh, my top list, Ortiz, Miller, or me and Dylan. And then you couldn't work out a price with Dylan, who was more deserving. You didn't even offer Luis Ortiz with the full camp a fight. You tell me who's doing what they say they're gonna do. Wilder was willing to take $15 million. This has been one of the biggest cases of karma and massive, massive blow-ups that we've seen in modern boxing. You could have got this man, win, lose, or draw. You could have got Wilder for $15 million. That is never coming back. That is never coming back. He's never going to accept $15 million. The sky is the limit now, like Biggie said. I'm showing tigers on my shirts and alligators. You want to see the inside? Huh, I'll see you later. Damn, I did the Biggie and started sneezing. I really turned into Biggie. So, oh, that's real. You'll never get Wilder for $15 million. That is a huge blunder. And you could have got it because Wilder didn't know what he was going to do then. He was just desperate to prove himself, and his team was like, "Nah, man, don't let him do that to you. We'll find something for you. We'll find something for you," and they did. That something was Tyson Fury. That really got the ball rolling. The Luis Ortiz, that was a good step in the right direction. Knocking out Stavern like that was a good step in the right direction. But then he fought Tyson Fury. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Oh, you knocked out Dominic Brazil in one round, much easier than Joshua. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Oh, you're gonna try to, right your wrong, and people who said he was afforded extra time, you're gonna try to eliminate this dude in the rematch. Oh yeah, now we're talking. They will never get Wilder for $15 million. They should have took it when they had the chance. That's a huge misstep by them. And guess what? Wilder, like a true movie villain, he says, "You'll regret this." I remember Wilder literally said, I'm gonna get you. I promise they're gonna regret everything they ever done to this guy from Alabama. He literally said that in an interview. I got to figure out where he said it, like who credit the source. But Wilder said Joshua's gonna regret this. The motherfucker wasn't lying. So you tell me who's doing what they say they're going to do. Joshua, he said, Joshua's. I'm so frustrated. Why does this keep happening to me? Joshua's, you going to regret it. He's living up to that. They are going to regret it, especially if they lose to Andy Ruiz. Oh, my gosh. It's going to be a global meltdown in the UK, We're going to have a whole bunch of shit houses, that was in the comment section crying. They really going to be crying. A lot of pressure on AJ, yo. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure on old media. This shit ain't making sense, yo. Wilder told, he said, AJ, Eddie Hearn, they going to regret this. That's what's happening. And people are getting mad at what, see, you got a lot of fake noblemen, a lot of fake noblemen. What I mean is people who are trying to act like they're so religious boxing fans and it's all about the best versus the best. If it's not, they don't want to. Shut the fuck up, bro. Miss me, because I deal with boxing heads that really like boxing. I could tell the fake. These dudes be lying, I'm telling you. These dudes, oh yeah, this is so wrong for the fans and it's the best for the best. But on my channel, I've been pushing for the best for the best. I always. So when Wilder been pushing for the Joshua fight, y'all motherfuckers was not there with me. The people that were there with me, you know their names, you know their faces, you know their usernames, because they egos army. We've been pushing for that. We've been pushing for Luis Ortiz to get one of these British heavyweights. And they wasn't there. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Huh? They wasn't with us, you know. When we were trying to like, man, Luis Ortiz, even though he lost to Wilder, you know, I want to see Joshua with him. I want to see Dillian White. We've been pushing for that type of stuff. They never fuck with it. I got videos on top. I say, I bet you Dillian White ain't gonna fight Luis Ortiz. Bet you he ain't gonna fight him in December. I bet you he, see, and they announced it. Now they trying to act like it's the best for the best. But when I'm like, hey, the WBC ordered Triple G to fight Charlo. That's a good fight, y'all. I like that fight. You know, I really like that fight. They're like, oh no, what has Charlo done? Charlo, Matt Corba. No. Now all of a sudden Wilder announces the Ortiz. Now they Saints and shit. What? It's about the best versus the best. You know, when Ego's Army and Boxingego and Ego, you know, when he wanted to see Wilder versus Tyson Fury 2 to set the record straight, and I told you I was favoring Deontay Wilder because he kind of figured something out in that 12, you know. When I was telling y'all that, guess what? And then Tyson Fury fled and went to ESPN. They wasn't there. There was no criticism. They wasn't criticizing Tyson Fury like I was and saying, hey, what part of the game is that? Now all of a sudden they Saints and, oh yeah, man, this is just so wrong for boxing, you know. When Triple G fighting Rolls, you know, Big Daddy Jelly Roll or whatever the fuck his name is, Bakery Rolls, when he fighting him. And I'm like, yo, what kind of fight is this? Who is Steve Rolls? And they're like, shut up. Oh, you're just hating on Triple J. Yeah, Mexican style. Steve Rolls is a musical genius. Like, what? They were nowhere there. They wasn't with us shooting in the gym, so why would I believe them now? Hey, block Dante Thomas. I don't care what he's talking about. Oh, shit. We should have known when Ortiz got in the ring it was next. Bro, they had been telling us it was next. Ortiz was at the fight. That's why he went on national TV. They went on national TV on First Take to try to, bro, it's like reverse racism. It's like damage control. They knew Joshua versus Luis Ortiz. We all heard the rumblings. That's why Luis Ortiz was there. Luis Ortiz said it. Like, I got the, bro. This is why they can't beat us, bro. We got receipts on all this. I was literally there talking to Luis Ortiz. They can't. That's what I'm saying. They can't fool with us, man. Look, this is my cell phone. Look. This is at the Brazil fight. They knew.
Do you have a date for a tune-up fight, or do you go straight to?
Straight to Wilder.
Okay.
Okay, straight to Wilder.
Straight to. Oh, you just want to go straight to Wilder.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Okay.
You gotta be in his shoes. Take a loss to a guy you think you have beat.
He just said, "Are you taking a tune-up?"
You go straight to.
Straight to Wilder.
Okay.
Okay, straight to Wilder.
Straight to. Oh, you just want to go straight to Wilder.
Bro, this is it. Hold on. This is in my phone.
That's a lot.
But he came out and said it was a mistake. And, you know, sometimes I don't think it's the athlete. I think he's smarter than that.
Do you have a date for a tune-up fight, or do you go straight to?
Straight to Wilder.
Okay.
Okay, straight to Wilder.
Straight to. Oh, you just want to go straight to Wilder.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Okay.
You gotta be in his shoes. You take a loss to a guy you think you have beat, and you think the ref gave him 24 seconds to walk it off or stop that fight for whatever reason New York had. He wants that rematch. I asked him, and he said, I'll fight any of them. I also believe that Joshua's not an easy fight.
An easier
It's
fight.
not an easy fight at all. I don't even think it's easier. It's more a fight winnable. It's boxer versus boxer, IQ versus IQ, speed. It's a different fight for Lewis, where Wilder's unethical. Wilder a street banger, brawler. He's gonna do whatever he got to do to win. But he still wants Walker. You know, it's a pride thing right now between them.
Bro. Look, that's in like literally in my phone. Look, Barclays Center. Look, y'all see that? Barclays Center. So, okay. So, I got receipts, bruh. That was us talking to Luis Ortiz at the Brazil fight. They knew Joshua just did 2 days ago, earlier this week, went on First Take saying, "Oh yeah, Walter, meet me, man to man." They knew the deal, bro. They knew what the rumor was. That's why Luis Ortiz was there. We just talked to him, and he just said on camera, "Oh no tune-up, straight to Wilder." They felt it was an even fight, and he was beating him, and he had extra time to recover. So this was going on behind the scenes. They already had agreed. That's why he went to check him out, and it's done. Eddie Hearn, like I said, he's a trickster. So Eddie Hearn, being the trickster that he is, him and Joshua are trying to concoct. Like I said, it's like reverse racism. Somebody's racist, and then you accuse them of racism, and then they try to flip it on you. Like you're like, "Hey, bro, like that was like real racist what you said." Or you're just saying that because I'm white. Like, and they try to flip it on you. No, that's just not how that works. That's what they did. You drug your feet fighting Wilder, and then you try to flip it. The old switcheroo. Like, try to make it look like he's been running from you. Come on, man. They must think we're toddlers or something. Daddy daycare. Like, we can't see this. They knew that Luis Ortiz was next on the menu. I've showed you guys this. There's an interview with Talk Sports from late April 26th. Probably do a video about it. Eddie Hearn said he heard the rumor that they have a 3-fight plan for Wilder. So they knew. That's at the Brazil fight. That was before Joshua's fight week this week. So they knew. They knew what the plan was. Shelly Finkel did an interview with the Boxing Voice and told you the plan, whether you believed he was lying or not. Block Alberto Ramirez. We got to start eliminating these fans. How much money is Ortiz making in the rematch? None of your business. Block him. They only here to cause distraction, bro. Block them. I see. That's what I'm saying. Cursor, unhit him, hide him again. Yeah. These dudes is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going off that Eddie Hearn shit. Bro, I know all the tricks. Eddie Hearn's like, "Oh, I hope he's getting $7 million. Who gives a fuck? If he's getting $2 million, if they're getting some flaming hot Cheetos, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see a good fight. Why do I care about another man's purse? Pocket watching. We off that, bro. We need to talk about purses, I guess, when it's pertinent. If he's content with what he's getting. See, Eddie Hearn, so he's acting like a rich snobby person. He's not getting his way, so he's having a temper tantrum. "Oh yeah, I hope Luis, we offered him $7 million. Hope he's getting $7 million. That's none of your concern. If he likes what he's getting, and he trusted his team, then how's that any of your business? See, that's like when you see some of the nosy white people that get exposed on them videos that go viral, like Permit Patty, and they're barbecuing, and then Permit Patty calling the cops because, yeah, they're barbecuing here, yeah. Or the one that little girl was selling water, and then she calling the cops and shit. Yeah, we got a little girl selling aqua, H2O. Like, this none of your business, bro. People got to mind their business like a scary movie and shit. You hear noise and shit and go look. Choo, 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 Jason. Hello? Who's in there? Like, bro, ain't nobody doing it. Black people ain't finna do it. Minorities, we running from the cops and all types of shit, bro. There's enough ways to die, gangs and all types of shit, bro. Minorities, we got enough shit, diabetes, high blood pressure, enough shit to kill us, to be going to research and shit. Choo, 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 Jason. Hello, who is it? Who goes there? Like, who goes there? And you go in and look. That's Eddie Hearn and shit, bro. Who cares how much he getting? What does that mean to you? It's not your event. Q, Jason. Choo. Hello? Marco Polo. Ollie oxen free, you motherfucker. Who is it? Choo, Jason. Q, Crystal Lake. Jungle Beats, holla at me. You trying to look through shit, bro. Stop. I hate nosy people, bro. Stop being nosy. Hey, who cares? Like, all these fans, bro, miss me with all this shit, dog. How much is Luis Ortiz getting? Why? What you Felicia? You trying to borrow some money? Like, look, Luis, Craig, let me borrow your microwave. Man, hell nah. Man, most people want to borrow some sugar, butter. You want to borrow my VCR? Man, hell nah. Like, it's fucking Felicia and shit. What do you care about how much money he getting? If he getting less than $7 million and they giving him, ripping him off, that's his shit. Now all of a sudden, we pro fighter, Eddie Hearn's pro fighter and worried about how much people are getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That's that nosy rich shit, bro. That's that the snooties, rich people shit, bro. Dare say, hey, what'd you think about the Luis Ortiz announcement? Oh yeah, it's okay. Like, you can't stand but to not hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an okay fight. I mean, Luis Ortiz, he's okay. He's an all right guy. He's not that good, but it's not great. It's just okay. Like, stop trying to downplay shit, Eddie. Like, stop. It's a decent for him. Yeah, it's so decent that you just wanted him 6-7 weeks ago, but then because you didn't get your way, now all of a sudden he's old and his legs is shot and his hairline fucked up. Like, stop it, bro. This is a terrible look for the UK. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. There's no other way I can say it. I only respect real. Like, there's no other way I can sugarcoat it. For the people that are representing the UK in this boxing thing, what people are doing and how they're making this stuff play out, this is not a good look. I love the UK. I think it has great people. I know not everyone condones this, but for the people that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to start taking a stand too. It can't just be new media over in Ego's Army and stuff. Y'all got to really start taking a stand. This is just a bad look. Like, bro, I wouldn't condone that. That's like, I don't care if you from my city. If you doing wrong, you doing wrong. You getting in a fight with old people, you doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You punching old ladies and shit, you doing wrong. I don't care if you're from my city, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, you got to draw the line in the sand at some point. This is just a bad look. Constant contradictions, clout chasing, lies on top of lies. It's just a bad look. Like, I'm just being real. There's no other way to put it. No other way to simplify it. UK fans coming in and trying to attack American fans. Oh, you guys are fucking idiots. Trying to make it like Wilder Ortiz is a horrible fight, but you guys are cheering and clapping for Caleb Smith versus Indom, Predator Braid Indom. Like, this is just a terrible look for y'all. Making Luis Ortiz look old and, wore out and decrepit and, eroded and all this shit. But Johnny Nelson out here saying, oh, I wouldn't fight him on late notice. I'm glad AJ didn't fight him. Bro, you guys can't win like this. You can't win like that. And I'm shocked Because DAZN, this is your business venture too. Eddie Hearn, he potentially fucking up your bag because people DAZN, Eddie Hearn ain't DAZN, but he's a part of it, and he's the first name that people associated with DAZN. So you fucking up your bag too now. We gotta stop. We gotta be real in this boxing game. Like, for example, Eddie Hearn just did an interview with IFL. He said, "Oh, don't talk to me about Wilder. Who cares? I only want to talk about serious fights. Who cares? Tell him to piss off." How much you want to bet that they keep talking about Wilder? DAZN on the telecast talk about Wilder. Who want to bet me? Who want to bet me? He's saying, "Oh yeah, don't talk to me about Wilder." Who honestly believes that Eddie Hearn's gonna wait his turn in line now and wait for the outcomes of Luis Ortiz and Adam Kaunowski before mentioning Wilder and his fighter? Who believes that? But he just said, "Oh, don't talk to me about this. I don't care." Okay. Constant contradictions. I mean, like I said, there's only so much you can protect. Block Stuart Reynolds. Nobody care what you talking about. What's so funny is they be typing these long ass like scriptures and shit, and I read the first sentence to see they hating. The rest of it never gets read, and we just block them. I see why they keep coming back, bro. They be hot. They be putting these Bible scriptures, Stone Cold 3:6, John 3:16. They be putting these Psalms and scriptures and shit. These John Grisham novels. I read the first part, and, bro. I've been doing this too long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna read all of it, and you insulting and out of pocket in the first part. I promise you, I really don't read the rest. It be like, yeah, ego, you. Someone said, ego, you're a bitch and a half. Like, what? Damn, I got to be all that. Like, why can't I just be a regular bitch? I got to be a bitch and a half. I'm a half bitch. Like, whatever. Motherfucker said, I saved it too. He was like, you're a bitch and a half. Like, goddamn. Like, y'all weighing how much of a bitch I am and shit. Like, damn, you a quarter pound bitch. Like, y'all got formulas and shit, bro. Look, y'all think I be bullshitting. I don't do this for jokes and shit. For proper banter. These motherfuckers really mad at me and shit. Yeah, I'm a quarter pound bitch and all this extra shit, bro. Look. Fuck. Boxingego, you a bitch and a half. Like, goddamn, why I got to be all that? Like, how do you even determine half a bitch? You know what I'm saying? y'all got some scales and shit. You like moving the little thing on the scale. You're a bitch and a half. Like, that motherfucker hit me up at the weigh-in and shit. They weighing me in, talking about I'm a bitch and a half. All right. Hey, old media looking crazy. Old media looking terrible. Hey, if Philip says one more crazy comment, block him. So he's good for now. But if he says something else, because he's looking like a rat, bro. We know what y'all look like. Yeah, I've heard of hoe bitch, like, or you a whole hoe out here, but that man said I'm a bitch and a half. I can't even be no regular bitch. I feel like Martin when I read that. I was like, oh, I'm a bitch. Oh, well, I got to be all that. Yeah, I'm a bitch. You drive slow enough to drive Miss Daisy. You drive like a bitch. Yeah, bitch, huh? Well, I got to be all that. I'd take this motherfucker off the cliff. It would be two bitches in the sea. Yeah. Anyway, man, we gonna see how this all plays out. But, you know, some people, I would say, I'll say this. Some people are genuinely like just boxing fans, and they're just upset that this is the status of the heavyweight division. And I get that. But you have to also be realistic. The heavyweight division been doing this fuckery recently. So I don't understand why people are acting so surprised. Joshua could have fought Wilder all of 2018. He didn't even have to fight Joseph Parker. Why didn't you unify with Wilder first and then beat him? And if you beat him, then you would have one more belt to collect from Parker. So the Parker or the Povetkin fight could have been Wilder. Joshua didn't want it. They're trying to get Joshua ready just like they're trying to get Tyson Fury ready. And it's funny. They disrespect Wilder so much, but look at it. Look at the situation. Wilder is so horrible. He lacks technique. He's the worst heavyweight. He has chicken legs. All he has is a right hand. He's this, that, and the third. But people have to fail drug tests to fight him. People talk shit and don't back it up like Dominic Brazil in Urban Dictionary, right? People need extra time. People need tune-ups. People wait and try to wait it out. Come on, bro. So at the end of the day, I get it. People want to see the impactful fights, but this shit has been going on. That's what I'm saying. New media, we've already been accustomed to the bullshit. We were accustomed to it when Joshua didn't fight Wilder in 2018. We were accustomed to it when nobody decided to fight Luis Ortiz except for Wilder. We were accustomed to it when Wilder nearly knocked Tyson Fury brain fragment out, and then he ran from the rematch and went over there to ESPN and said he needs several tune-ups, but he's claiming he won 10 rounds to 2. We were accustomed to it when Joshua was in negotiations to fight Dillian White, which would have been probably a more sought-after fight, and they could have kept the Wembley April 13th date. And then they said, oh, Dillian White wants too much, and he was more deserving than Gerald Miller because he had a better 2018. So, real talk, what the fuck are y'all even talking? We were accustomed to Joe Joyce was calling out Luis Ortiz or his manager, but then they're saying they need several fights to fight Luis Ortiz. So realistically, people are acting brand new and surprised. Oh, this is why so many this shit has been going on. Stop it. And it's going on throughout boxing. Some people want to see Crawford versus Spence, and we still haven't seen Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell. Stop it. Stop acting brand new. This is boxing. This is what happens when it's not under one jurisdiction or rule like the UFC. You have these pissing contests, and people don't want their. Al Heyman has the most fighters, and he has like probably the most charismatic star fighters. So some people don't want to match their fighters with his fighters, and some people are saying they're worth more and this, and then Al Heyman, wants to build his fighter up and make sure that it's clear who's worth more. Just shit like that. This is all politics stuff. That's what's happening with the Joshua. Joshua's team is mad because things aren't going their way. Joshua's team is mad because they're getting lapped by Wilder. They tried their best to suppress him, and now he's breaking through the mold, and he's becoming his own man, and he's finding his own path with, like, irregardless to what Joshua is doing. They thought Joshua was all roads lead to Joshua, and they found out tables turn, like my man just said. They found out tables turn, and Joshua doesn't hold all the cards. He's not that. You're no Floyd Mayweather. See, in the welterweight division when Floyd was fighting, there was no one that could say they were the best without, or the biggest star without beating Floyd. Nobody. There's nobody that could say they were the best welterweight at that time, you know, when Floyd was fighting and number one pound for pound without you. How you gonna say you the biggest name and Floyd's around? Joshua thought he was that. He thought he was that dude, but he's not, because Wilder's starting to surpass his fame. They tried it. Oh, bum squad, and you know, they try to get all the fans to be on board. But now that, you know, most fans aren't gonna have those loyalties when they see Wilder, you know, entertaining and saying he wants to kill people and then nearly killing them in the ring. You know, it's taken off for him. You know, that's just what it is. It's taken off for him, and now they can't control it. You know, it reminds me of one of those movies, like let's say Jurassic World or something, and they try to make this, you know, vicious dinosaur that's a hybrid raptor, half T-Rex or something, you know, the Minotaurus or some shit, you know, and they try to build them through cloning and science and stuff, and then this shit keep growing and growing, and then it's sick of being held captive. And all of a sudden, it start turning on the people that created it and trying to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't contain this monster that you've created, basically. Or Frankenstein's a classic tale of this. You know, you made Frankenstein, then you can't control him now. You know, iRobot. You made all these goddamn robots, and then one went crazy and is doing his own thing. It went rogue. This is Wilder. They tried their best to, you know, create this monster but keep it locked and shackled and, you know, keep tabs on it, and thought they could do what they want. But then now this monster got loose, and now he's coming for everybody, and they can't stop his shine. They can't stop his growth and his him from going viral. That's what's happening here. And they should have known better, because America's much bigger than the UK. The Indominus Rex. That's what I'm saying. Yep, Wilder's the Indominus Rex. That's what I'm saying. They built it with all this science and thought they, you know, oh, look, it could do this and it can camouflage its colors, and they thought they could contain it in that room. And then, you know, the Indominus Rex got fucking loose and started getting active and started killing all of them. He didn't give a fuck if you fed him and shit. He killing everybody. That's Wilder. They created the Indominus Rex. Bro, you're smoking hard food. Block him. That's what's up. Thomas Class. That's your ass, Class. Class dismissed. Hey, I'm gonna start doing these one-liners. His name is Thomas Class. Yeah, like Bruce Willis. Yeah, class is dismissed. You know, I'm gonna start doing one-liners. I like that. When they get clapped. His name was Thomas Class, so I like that. Like, you know, class dismissed. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I like that. Yeah, class dismissed. Get your ass up out of here. Yeah, we skipping school today. Class dismissed. Bro, all the names, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Listen, I'll tell you each and every fight I'm at. Y'all know each and every fight I'm at. I'm a vlogger. Beyond that, nobody, like, I'll be all the bitch and a half, all this shit. But do you guys realize they are still not answering the question? That's all this is about. If I'm wrong, tell me what I'm saying that's wrong. Oh, fuck you. Oh, you're on drugs. You're on crack. All right. Yep. All that. Answer the question. You see, bro, old media is desperate. Oh, and the funny thing is, I'm telling y'all can't win this game. Mark my words. Because the thing is, people are starting to unite around Wilder, right? His performances are doing the speaking. He's just a cool person. So, you know, I don't know his interactions with everybody, but I know his interactions with me, you know, and he's a cool person. So it don't matter what Eddie Hearn's saying. If people met him and you know, take a liking to him and say, oh, yeah, he always gave me an interview or he gave me an autograph or he took a picture with my daughter, whoop, whoop, whoop. Eddie Hearn can't control that. You know, if he was God gifted this type of crazy power and he keeps producing crazy knockouts that are highlight reel knockouts, Eddie Hearn can't control that. So let this be a lesson. When people hate and when people like try to suppress you and hold you down, it's up to you. You in control of this. You run the show. Nobody can contain your talent. I'm going to say it again. Nobody can contain your talent. If you're naturally gifted at something, like if you're a pianist or something, you know how to play the piano, if you can sing, it's up to you, you know. Don't let one person, an A&R for a record label, say, oh, nobody wants to hear this piano shit. If you're passionate about it, fuck what they said. They can't stop if you stay the course like Wilder did, like I did. They can't stop you. They can't, you know, you can't stop progress. You can't stop this type of energy. You can't stop this type of passion. So don't worry about when doors close or people say this and that. Just keep pushing forward. And that's the thing. All the stuff Wilder got going on, it's going to be dependent on his abilities, his fighting skill, you know, his chin and all that type of stuff. A lot more than Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn and Joshua, they can say whatever they want, you know. But trying to convince people that Wilder, like, put it this way. Trying to convince people that Wilder is ducking. Who are you convincing? Who believes that? The UK? And Wilder's fighting in America. So them people, a lot of them wasn't finna fly out for an American fight. No way. But can you convince all the people in America that they don't want to go see the Deontay Wilder attraction? The Deontay Wilder show. You see how, I'm telling you, you can't win. How are they going to win that game? Like, the UK don't fly out for all American fights. They fly out for maybe the ones they want. Or if they're American guy or there's a good American fight or a fight in America with a UK fighter. So they can't stop this. You know, it don't matter if everybody in the IFL TV comment section says Wilder's ducking. How you gonna fuck up the American sales when y'all don't live here? You know? You think people, if people resonate and gravitate to his knockout streak or whatever, or like him as a person, like the way he talks, like his, you know, Mortal Kombat ABC, you know, that type of stuff. Well, you think people are going to search comment sections to be influenced by what you put? That's why I tell you, I don't care. I don't care about, like, dislikes. Damn, this dude is back. Block Zafadafa or whatever. Zafani. You gonna have to keep coming back. We're gonna keep blocking you. So it is what it is. We'll see how it all plays out though. And bro, we got old media squirming. It's funny because a lot of these dudes said Wilder was saved by the bell like Zach Morris in the Ortiz fight. Now all of a sudden they don't want to see it. No, this is bullshit. I'm not feeling this fight. But you said he was given more time to recover, and that's what changed the fight. Which one is it? You know, Joshua was allegedly in negotiations to really fight him. They really wanted to fight him for $7 million, and y'all loved to fight. You said, oh, yeah, God damn it, it's a shame that, you know, Luis Ortiz ducked and didn't take $7 million because I wanted to see Joshua versus Ortiz. Now all of a sudden Ortiz is old. It's a stupid fight with Wilder, but y'all just said y'all want to see AJ fight him. Good luck with this. Good luck. You know, good luck with the spin job. I can't wait. I hope, and I hope and pray that Anthony Joshua's numbers come out for this Andy Ruiz fight. I hope. If they don't come out, then that tells you what you need to know. But I want to see it. I'm very curious. Since y'all always talk about Wilder sold 6,000, and bro, these dudes is so petty. Wilder, he peaked at like 990,000. They said, "Oh, you did under 1 million," because they just try to go off of what sounds worse. Bro, 10,000 less than under 1 million. You know, you're really gonna be that petty instead of just saying 1 million when it was 990,000. Yeah, he did less than 1 million, guys. Knowing they did a replay the next day, and with the replay, it went over 1 million. Knowing he went viral, you know, on the highlights that were uploaded on the YouTube. People were talking about it nonstop. CBS tweeted, and 10 million people watched it. 7 million on Bleacher Report, etc. And they're gonna be like, yeah, he did under, trying to act like he didn't make no splash. Desperation, yo. I was opposed to the rematch because of the way Ortiz lost. He looked old and defeated. Joshua has long been in talks, like he was in talks allegedly to fight Dillian Whyte. He got knocked out. He got knocked out. So why are we considering? Eddie Hearn just said yesterday that Dillian Whyte's an option for AJ. AJ already knocked him out. So what's the difference? And he got knocked out bad, you know. He got hit with the uppercut and fell in the ropes. So what's the difference? So rematch room can put on a rematch, but Wilder can't? Like, what's the deal? Boxing Voice had an interview with the Zone VP. He said on a case-by-case basis, which means they'll only release good numbers. Shit, I could have told you that because the only numbers that came out was Canelo. And that wasn't even good to me. 600,000 concurrent. Ego, I listen to your channel because it makes my convo fire when we're talking about boxing. Yeah, man, that's what we're here for. Appreciate you. I think Wilder will win the rematch, but I think it's a dangerous fight. Luis Ortiz can scrap. So, you know, who knows? And see, like, truth be told, usually the person with the more technical skills, when given the opportunity in a rematch, can make the most adjustment. So I don't know. You know, like Andre Ward had more overall technical skills than Kovalev because he has an inside game, whereas Kovalev doesn't. He won the rematch. So, yeah, Luis Ortiz can scrap. And he's definitely the more technical guy. So, you know, if anything, real talk, this is why a lot of these dudes in the UK or wherever they're coming from that is hating on the Wilder fight, these coon channels, all this shit, right? This is why they look stupid, because to be honest, to be real honest, he's walking into the fire again. This is a dangerous fight for his style of fight. The way Wilder fights, because when Dominic Breazeale, when he hurt Breazeale and went in against the ropes, and he got clipped with like 2 rights by Dominic Breazeale. Luis Ortiz has a lot crisper, shorter shots, and he's a southpaw, so it's coming from a different. So he has to be careful when going in for the kill, you know, because Luis Ortiz has, you know, the shorter shots will reach the target, and I think Luis Ortiz has more swift speed. So it's a dangerous fight. People should be giving Wilder credit because, bro, if a heavyweight, one punch can change anything. And at the end of the day, Wilder's taking a dangerous fight. Wilder's taking a dangerous fight knowing that he could rematch Tyson Fury or fight Joshua. So that's just what it is. But they trying to make it like it's a horrible fight. Come on. Who's more dangerous, Tom Schwartz or... Somebody said, I seen in the comment section, someone said, why the fuck is Tyson Fury fighting Tom Genital Schwartz? I was like, wow. They said Tom Genital Schwartz. That shit was funny when I read that. So Wilder deserves credit because he's taking the dangerous fight for his stylistic fight. Yeah, he has momentum. Yeah, he already stopped him. But, you know, Luis Ortiz is just an overall good fighter and technical. Yeah, they said, why the fuck is Tyson Fury fighting Tom Genital Schwartz? That shit was funny when I read that. You know? AJ and Takam sounds fucking dreadful. Even when he was supposed to fight him the first time, I said that. That sounds like a stylistically horrific fight. And he coming off of Me Too case. Who wants to see that? I don't care if it's a mandatory. It's just not a big fight to me. But he got to get past Andy Ruiz. We're going to see. Because he looked big as fuck, bro. Joshua looked big. He better see. Y'all be tripping off muscles and shit, bro. That muscles will slow you down. Like, if he hasn't taken control of the fight by the 5th, 6th round, like, you know what I'm saying, he's not like controlling the pace or ended it or hurt Andy Ruiz, you know, and made Andy Ruiz really bow down and respect it. That's gonna be a difficult fight, bro, because Joshua's stamina looks skittish. You know, it just doesn't look that great to me. And he looked big as fuck right now. You know what I'm saying? If you think, like, you know, because Wilder got a knockout, if Joshua go in there thinking he got something to prove and he's just going in there thinking he's gonna bulldoze Andy Ruiz, if he doesn't actually bulldoze him and get him out of there, I'm gonna be interested because he showed stamina issues before and he's looking big. This ain't Klitschko. Andy Ruiz, you can't sleep on it. Like, Joshua looked big as fuck, bro. So, carrying all that muscle around 6, 7, if he hasn't really done his thing, I'm curious. These comments, bro. Yeah. Wait. Just wait. He gonna really have to, even if he hurts Ruiz or something, Ruiz seems pretty durable. So even if he hurt him, if he doesn't do away with him, this fight will be interesting. You know, unless he can make Ruiz gun shy. Because Joshua's more like stiff, like a lot of people say stiff, robotic, Frank Bruno type. These dudes, they always think they know something. Go start your own channel, bro. Ego, they're hating your videos hard. Don't care. What's that doing? Bro, my channel has authority. You think I'm gonna drop out of the YouTube algorithm because they dislike it with people super chatting and commenting, coming back, getting blocked and coming back? That just shows traffic. That's all they care about. Nelson Santos, $5 super chat. Thank you. They all know the right hand is coming. They all study film on Deontay, yet get caught anyway. What dimension of his game are they not seeing? His speed, his athleticism, and their sleep. A lot of people, I told you, bro, a lot of people sleep on Wilder. They just think he's just this wild bull buffalo or some shit. But he's doing certain little subtle things that make him better than what you think. Like his 1-2, his jab. He's unorthodox because he'll make fights harder. Like, I thought he made the Spilka one a little bit, and the Gerald Washington, he made those fights a little bit harder. But then when he fought Bermane Stavern, I thought that was an educated performance. And then he just destroyed Brazil. So, you know, how do you plan for him? Then he didn't look good in the middle rounds of the Tyson Fury fight. Bro, it don't matter how much tape you watch of Wilder because you don't know you don't know what version of him really shows up. If you're going to be playing around, if you're going to come out educated. Like Luis Ortiz, he was pretty educated. He wasn't making no big mistakes. He actually dropped Luis Ortiz and hurt him before Luis Ortiz hurt him back. Yeah, it just looks different from the outside. Anyway, that's my time. The Vampire Stream. We're gonna see how this all plays out. The weigh-in. Hold on. I don't even. This DAZN shit is weird, bro. The weigh-in's not tomorrow. That's Thursday. So the weigh-in's Friday. That's what I'm saying, bro. DAZN got to figure out this promo stuff. DAZN got to figure out, because I like it doesn't even feel like a structure. You know what I'm saying? Like when it was like when fights are on Showtime, HBO, Fox, you feel like the structure. You know, you're like, okay, this is this day, this is this day, this is this day. With this the zone shit, because of the app and all that, like I feel like I be losing track of time, like what day things are happening. It's weird. It's real weird. Like, are they doing the Joshua press conference tomorrow? What's tomorrow? What are they doing tomorrow for this fight week? What are they doing tomorrow? He said no one knows. I'm done. Ron Finkley so disrespectful. He said I don't care. Hey. And that's another reason Eddie Hearn should really stop this, because, like, you know, people. I'm just telling you, some people are in the mode to like, hey, this keeps going on, we might fuck around and boycott some shit. I'm telling him, you don't want to get. Like Tupac said, we burn this bitch down, get us pissed. That's not what you want to do to America, and you know, because then you'll really get between because Bob Arum already pulling the wool over Eddie Hearn's eyes. You know, everyone thought Devin Haney was gonna get the opportunity. And then Bob Arum was like, nope, gotcha. Got to be quicker than that. Al Heyman already, you know, pulled this. And I'm just saying, bro. So that's my thoughts. I'm out. The Vampire Stream.